Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV presents More Than Meets the Third Eye. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen AhmadiyahShakur. Also on Instagram at divine_goddess_27. Brighton and Patreon at Queen AhmadiyahShakur. Twitter at DGoddess27. Melanated people at Queen AhmadiyahShakur. Hello, Mark, Ayers, Samisha, Nicole, Hiram, Queen Conscious, Louise, Silent D, Asha. Okay, LaVar, Patricia, Judah Queen, Melanated Brown, Pearly, Cherokee Descended King, Claudette, Aeon. Okay, so let's get into it, people. Monica. So, and also, people, please do me a favor, all right? Make sure that you are sharing the Queen's videos, okay? I really need you all to share these videos. Try to share them with at least 5 people if you can, please. You know, you can send it to people on in your contact list, on your phone. You can share it on your other social media platforms, you know, whatever, all right? Let's make sure we share this because we are definitely in a time of spiritual warfare. There's all types of nefarious agendas being pushed. You know, some of our people are falling by the wayside. They've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and all of that. You know, they can't see the forest for the trees. They're not listening to the Most High who's trying to make contact with us on a daily. They're not heeding the words of the ancestors who come to us and visit us in our dreams. They're not doing any of these things. They're just so caught up with the chaotic things that are going on in this realm that they cannot have any contact with the spiritual realm because they have not opened their third eye. They have not allowed their Kundalini energy to rise. So they need to get these messages so that they too can be in tune with nature and become one with the universe and realize these are the things that the devils tell, right? So with that all being said, we have to always be wary of these devils. We know that they are out here pushing all types of things, and especially on our people more so than anybody. So we really have to be careful so we don't get led as sheep blindly to the slaughter, right? We have to stay diligent. We have to be relentless in our pursuits, okay? So that all being said, make sure you share. And everyone, please go ahead and like the video. Let's go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. If you could be so kind, I really, really appreciate it. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more videos on this channel for the next few days. Okay, I'm going to continuously do that. But I've really set aside time to do more videos on this channel for the next few days. All right. And you may not be able to catch them all live, and that's perfectly fine. Just make sure you pick them up and catch them on the replay so you don't miss your spiritual vitamins, because these are just as important as your daily vitamins, right? Okay. So with that all being said, I just want to give you a few more pointers of motivational things. So I want you to think about, you know, times in your life when you felt defeated, times in your life when you just felt like you couldn't keep going, you know, like you just wanted to give up. But you didn't give up, right? And you may not even at the time have realized why, but something inside of you, something deep rooted inside of you made you keep going. Think about other people that were successful in their careers or in their lives. You know, they have a legacy that they left behind, or they touched and inspired other people through their actions. Think of the things that they may have done or said that you feel motivated them, and use that to motivate you. If you can't just think of things, right? Take Muhammad Ali, for example. Muhammad Ali, you know why he was the greatest of all times? He said that. Did he not say it? He said, I am the greatest. I am the greatest of all times. And to this day, he is. Now, why do you think that is? Because he spoke those words into reality. He made his thoughts manifest. They became real because they were real to him. He was passionate about what he said. He meant those words, and those words came to pass. That's why it's very important that we are mindful of what we say. You don't want to talk down on yourself and talk, you know, say discouraging things about yourself. You want to speak things that haven't been as though they were. Ladybug says, thank you, Queen, for this positive message. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Well, thank you, Ladybug, for your kind words, beloved, and for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings to you. So you want to always try to encourage not only yourself, but encourage others. You know, a kind word doesn't cost us anything. And there are people that are going through things in life. There are some people that are so close to the edge, just that one little thing that someone says to them next could be the end or the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to be mindful of what we say and how we treat people. Some people may come to you and they have a problem that they need help with. And sometimes we might feel like, I don't really feel like hearing this, honey. I don't have time for this. I have my own issues going on. But sometimes we need to take time out to be a listening ear for other people. Sometimes you may not feel like hearing it, but at the end of the day, it's not going to cost you anything but just a little bit of time, right? And you're doing something productive and something constructive. It's always good to listen to somebody who needs that helping hand, who needs a listening ear. You may be able to say something that can save them from the brink of despair. You never know. Do you all remember when Judge Mathis's show first came on, it started airing, and you remember he had the red-haired bailiff? I cannot remember his name off the top, but you know that man killed himself. He jumped out of a window for like 17 or 20 stories high. I think it was because he was going through a divorce. His wife was leaving him, something like that. But he killed himself. Now, I'm using him as an example because that's somebody that we all know of from TV. I mean, we don't know him in real life, but just, you know, to give the scenario. So he committed suicide. And that was very sad because the pain and the trauma that he was likely experiencing because of the loss of a loved one who was leaving his life, that was something that was only temporary. That was something that he would have eventually gotten over had he given himself time. But sometimes the weight of the world feels like it's on our shoulders. It feels like somebody just took your heart and just broke it in two and threw it on the ground and stomped on it. And you feel like you're never going to get rid of that pain. You're never going to get over it. And the pain is so hard to bear. It's so unbearable that some people just break under the pressure. And that's what you can't do. And that's why it's so important that if somebody comes to you and they just need somebody to talk to, if you can, if you have some encouraging words, if you have anything you can say, if you can tell them about something similar that happened to you and how you got past it, anything you can say or do to encourage that person, to help them feel better about the situation, then I suggest you do it, because you do not want to just leave the person hanging and then later on you find out that they took a permanent solution for a temporary problem, right? Because everybody needs a hand sometimes. We can't make it in this world by ourselves. We all need somebody else, right? Now, you may not need them every day, all day, or be dependent upon them, but surely we need somebody other than ourselves at times, right? Monica says, never felt like all praises felt like that. All praises to the Most High. That's good, beloved. That's good. Thank you for your insight and your contribution. Peace, love, and blessings to you. So with that all being said, when people are going through these things, it's always good if they have at least one person they can confide in. Okay? And then the most important thing when you're trying to, go on your spiritual journey, when you're trying to become into your higher self, you're trying to come into your higher, state of mind, trying to raise your frequencies. One of the most important things is to remove all negativity. Stop doing and saying negative things. Stop engaging negative people. Let me tell you something. The devil, Satan sends his minions. See, because the devil doesn't want you to open your third eye so you can see the truth. Because the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The devil is the father of all lies, comes to deceive you, and will in fact send other people to deceive you. You will think these people mean you good, but they absolutely do not. So you have to be able to have discernment. Use your discernment that the Most High has given you. You have to be able to see the truth from the lies. And the way to do that is to try to refrain from negative things and from negative people. Also, there's a difference. Like I told you before, there's some people who will say things to you that you don't want to hear, but they're trying to give you tough love. They're trying to give you constructive criticism, and that's fine. You can listen to people when you feel like they're telling you something for your best interest. There's nothing wrong with listening to that. But when you know that somebody's just a little old hater, when you know that somebody's just, doesn't want to see anybody else doing good, you don't need to listen to them. That's who you don't need to listen to. Because see, these people, what they're trying to do is not only lower your frequency, they're trying to prohibit you. What they're really trying to do is manipulate you. They're trying to use mind control tactics on you. I know you may think the government uses that, but people we see every day, honey, they use it too. They use mind control, all right? It's called reverse psychology. That's what a lot of people do. They see you trying to do something positive with your life, see you going somewhere, and they know they can't go behind you. And then they start to feel like, well, once they get to where they're going, they're not going to have time for me. And guess what? No, you won't have time for them. Not if they're the wrong person. Because you don't have time for negativity. And what you have to remember is on your spiritual journey, everybody's not supposed to be on the ship with you. Everybody's not going to be on the same boat. Okay? That's what you have to realize. Monica says, my bestie says, I am that one for her. 38 years. That's wonderful, beloved. Thank you for your insight and your contribution. Peace, love, and blessings for you. Your bestie is greatly blessed to have a friend like you. Terry says, so true, Queen. Thank you. Claudette says, real talk. Thank you, beloved. So with that all being said, you have to also surround yourself with like-minded people. You have to remind yourself of like-minded people, because, you know, you have these haters out here who want to sow seeds of discord. You know, they want to gossip. They want to go talk trash about you to other people. And here's the thing you need to remember. There's sometimes people that we cut out of our lives, and we cut them out for a reason, because quite frankly, they're not beneficial. And not that we're using them, but at the end of the day, you want to be getting something from people in your lives. I mean, not money or material things, but you want to be getting something soulful from people. You want to be getting, you know, some type of motivation and encouragement. You want to be able to learn from people and to grow with people. These are the people you want to be around them. You want to get something from them as well as give something to them, right? Each one teach one. You want to be around people that you can learn from and they can learn from you. You know, they say great minds think alike, but I don't think that great minds always have to think alike. I think that great minds can think alike at sometimes, but a lot of times great minds think differently, and then they come together and they put those thoughts together and use that strategically to get to where they're going. Okay, because what you need to realize is if every great mind thought alike all the time, everything would be so mundane. We wouldn't have all of these different, you know, technologies and different things that we have in the world. We wouldn't have all of these different motivational speakers. We wouldn't have all of these different things that people talk about and teach and learn, right? So all great minds, they don't always think alike. Sometimes they think differently and they collectively come together to make a change, right? So that's why it's very important. Each one teach one. When you learn something and you're growing, help someone else to learn and grow. And be a person who gives constructive criticism. That means you're giving them the criticism, you know, to help them be a better person, not to try to tear them down or talk condescending to them or make them feel bad about themselves. Don't rub it in people's faces when they mess up. Don't be the one yelling, oh, I told you so. No, don't tell them that. Even if you did tell them so, if they mess up and you see them failing, say, is there anything I can do to help you? Well, maybe if that didn't work, let's try this. And always do that for yourself as well. If you have something, a plan of action that you're trying to go forward to do something with, and you see it's not working out, then don't just give up. You know, some people get frustrated and they just quit. So, you know, this ain't working. This isn't working for me. I don't think this is the thing that I'm supposed to do. But if you had your heart set on it, how do you know it's not the thing you're supposed to do? It absolutely could be. And just because your plan didn't work, that doesn't mean you give up. Just find you another plan. Because there's always a different way to get to the same results. Okay? That's what you have to remember. There's always a different way or more than one way to get to a required result. So you don't have to give up. See, because if you give up, well, then someone else comes along and accomplishes that goal. And now you're sitting there saying, dang it, I could have done that. Why didn't I just try it the way they did? You could have, but you gave up. So never give up. Be undefeated. Always be relentless. Do the best that you can do, right? And remember, everything isn't meant for everybody. Okay? Everything isn't meant for everybody. And there was a poem that I learned as a kid. I'm going to see if I can find that really quick. Hold on. Because here's the thing. Sometimes we see other people doing something and we might say we want to do that, but that's not your talent. That's not your passion. And so just because you can't do the same thing they're doing, that's not to discourage you. It's something else out there for you. You have to realize what your talent is. And I'm going to tell you a secret. If there's something that you know how to do, no one ever had to teach you to do it. You just instinctively always knew how to do it. You love to do it. And you would even do it if you had to do it for free. That is what can make you rich. Okay? That is what can make you rich. All right? My gift is being an orator. I have always been a gifted orator. I have always been able to talk before a crowd. I have always loved to talk. I've always loved to motivate, inspire people. I've always loved to teach people. I remember when I was a kid, every time I got my report card, I had all A's, honey, and B's, a few B's, but I always made good grades. But then the conduct, it always said that Ahmadiyyah talks excessively in class. And my mother would say, what are you talking about? Why are you always talking so much in class? How come you can't just keep your mouth shut? I couldn't keep my mouth shut because I was always telling somebody, well, I'm going to be this when I grow up. I want to do this. Oh, you trying to do this? Well, let me help you. Oh, I know how to do it. I was always running my mouth. And my mother used to wonder, why does that child talk so darn much? Well, this is why I talk so much. Because as you can see, I'm still talking, right? Okay? That's just what I was meant to do. Okay, so whatever it is that you know how to do, no one had to teach it to you. You have a passion for it. You love to do it. It encourages you, inspires you, and you can use it to accomplish your goals. And you would do it even if you had to do it for free. That is your talent. Okay, that is your talent. That's why my work that I do as far as informing my people, right? Speaking to my people and for my people, there's no price that anyone could put on that. You see, YouTube, when they demonetized my channels, what did I do? Some people would have just said, oh, I'm not getting paid. I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. No, I didn't do that. You notice I started putting out more videos, right? You notice the more they demonetized my channels, I guess they thought that was going to stop the queen. No, I started putting out more content, right? Because the goal is to teach the people, to give them information, to keep them informed. And I like engaging with the people. That's why I read the chat. A lot of people don't read the chat unless you give them a donation. But I read the chat because I like the engagement, right? I like being at one with the people and talking to you. Okay, so let me see if I can find this point because y'all know I get to going on and on. I think this is it. Hold on, people. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on just a moment. In the meantime, everyone, please get the likes up. Please get the likes up. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Yes, this is it right here. Okay, now. Hold on. This is a poem. Terry says, I appreciate when you engage with us. Thank you, beloved. Chelsea says, we all appreciate you, Queen. Thank you. And I appreciate you all as well. So now this is a poem, right? That I learned, or that, yeah, I think I learned this in like elementary school. It's a simple poem. But you know what? This poem always stayed in my mind. It made me realize as a child that everything isn't meant for everybody. Everybody can't be the Indian chief. Some people just have to be the Indians, right? Everybody can't be the coach. Some of you have to be the players. You understand what I'm saying? So everything isn't for everybody. So when you see someone else doing something, you say, hey, I want to do that too. And then you try to do it and you don't succeed. Maybe that wasn't for you. Because you don't have to do what the other person is doing. You can find something that you want to do that's just as beneficial to yourself and to the world or whatever, just as lucrative or whatever you're looking for. We don't have to do what other people are doing. And see, that's the problem with some people. This is what makes haters. You see, this is what breeds haters, people. When somebody sees somebody doing something and they say, oh, I want to do that. Then they try to do it and they don't do it as well. It doesn't turn out as good. And then they're looking at this person who's excelling in it. And then they say, well, dang, how come they can do it so good and I can't? That's how people start hating. That's how people start hating, You know, some people, they may be good at something, and then they see somebody else start doing it. This is another example of it. They may already be doing something, and then they see somebody new come along doing the same thing they're doing, but in a different way. And that person is better than them. And now they hate. But why are you hating? You are already doing this and you're already successful. You don't have to be like this person over here. And just because you think they're doing it better than you, well, that's just your opinion. There's other people who think you're doing it better than them. So it's no need to be hating, right? But some people can't help but hate because they want everything for themselves. They're attention whores. They want all eyes on them. They don't want anybody else getting any praises. They don't want anyone else listening to other people. They want everybody to look at them. They want everybody to come to their show. They don't want nobody going to nobody else's show. They want everybody to hear what they got to say. They want everybody to buy from whatever they're selling. They don't want anybody buying from what this person is selling. These are just some examples. Some people said, Judah Queen said, cough, cough. I'm so through. But this is the reality of it, right? There is room for everybody and everything is not for all of us. And yes, Queen Conscious says selfish people. Belinda Renee said facts, Queen. Lee Harf says right. Absolutely. Some people are selfish. So they want all eyes on them. They want everybody to come and buy everything from whatever they're selling. They don't want anybody else to make a dime. And that's just what it is. Some people hate because they're too busy worrying about what the next person is doing. There's no need to worry about what the next person is doing. Stay in your lane. That's all you have to do. Stay in your lane. Don't try to swerve over into the next lane. All right? Because that's when you have an accident. Just stay in your lane and stay focused on what you're doing for yourself. Right? It's no need to compete. You know what I always say? You know, sometimes people want to imitate. They want to be you. You know, and that's just so silly because there's nothing you can do to be somebody else. It's just silly. It doesn't make sense. You see, the best person at being you is you. Nobody can beat you at that. That's why, you know, some people try to imitate me or whatever. I just laugh to myself because that's what you can try it, but that's what you can't really do successfully. I mean, why compete when you can't even compare? Right? I'm just saying. And that's what you have to tell yourself. When you see somebody trying to step on your toes, when you see somebody trying to do what you do, or somebody trying to make people hate on you, don't worry about that. Because that's someone who's just afraid that in their lane, people are leaving. People are getting out of their lane and coming to somebody else's, coming to yours or whatever. So you can't pay that any attention. Just do what you do. Because at the end of the day, nobody can be you better than you can. That's why it's best to be authentic, right? It's best to be original. You know, they say imitation is the best form of flattery. That's all lies and BS. That's all lies and BS. I don't get flattered when people try to imitate me. You know why? For one, you can't be me. That's for number one. But for two, because I know you're being fake. You're not being authentic. If you were, you wouldn't be trying to be me. And that's what you need to realize. When someone's trying to do what you do, and then they get mad and frustrated because they can't do it as well as you, that's because they're not you. Why should they be competing when they can't even compare? Some people need to realize that. So my Aunt Egypt says, truth is the light. Keep shining with positive energy, Queen Ahmadiyyah. Thank you, beloved, for your kind words. Queen Ahmadiyyah says, apples and oranges. I think I'll have an orange right about now. Okay, Queen Ahmadiyyah. Pearlie says, if you know you are the best, you don't need to compete. Absolutely. The only one that we should be competing against is ourselves. Trying to see how we can be the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be. Trying to see how we can be more disciplined, more determined, more dedicated, right? More inspired, more encouraged, more positive, higher vibrational. Trying to see how we can do those things. We don't have time to sit back and wait and see and watch what somebody else is doing so we can come and copy and mimic what they're doing and try to get the same results they're going to get. That's not how it works. What does work is being authentic and true to yourself, because God made only one of you. And even if you have a twin, which scientists call a clone, even if you have an identical twin, guess what? They may look just like you, but they don't act just like you. You each have your own unique personality and own character traits. And here's the thing I want you to remember. Someone can imitate us till they're blue in the face, but we all have our own persona. The word personality comes from the word persona. Persona is your character, the aspects of you that make you unique to anyone else. So no one could ever be you. Everyone has their own lane to stay in. All right? So focus on that. And yes, that's right, Queen Ahmadiyyah, be authentic. Okay? So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV presents More Than Meets the Third Eye. Look for me to be on tomorrow on the same channel, okay? Dropping more spiritual vitamins. Desmond says, you're speaking life into me. Well, thank you, beloved. I am glad to hear that. Thank you. So I'm going to be back on here tomorrow. I'm not sure what times, but at the end of the day, make sure you don't miss it. Look out for your notifications, right? And then if you don't get a notification, check the YouTube community and then check Instagram and Twitter, because I'll be posting on there. And for those of you that follow me on Melanated People, I'll post it on there as well. Okay. I'm going to be going live later on True Crime, The Root of All Evil, and the Paranormal channel. All right. So with that all being said, I wish you all love, peace, and prosperity. I hope you enjoyed the rest of this lovely day. And I hope to see you all in the next chats later on. And remember, I've got my third eye on you. Peace.